but I'm hoping Yale. If not Yale, then Cornell. I'm looking at a few other schools, University of Chicago, and if I stay in Texas, then either Baylor or maybe TCU.
Major?
Well, it's kind of changed a little bit. I'm going to major in business just because of my business, and then I'm hoping to take that bachelor's degree and go into medical school.
What business did you start?
I've started a retail clothing company. We make clothes for teens and young adults, and the proceeds of those clothes are donated to different charities.
Gosh, I wish you well. I'm also a small business person.
Well,
Congratulations on all your shows.
You've actually gone into the service running business.
I loved it so much, you know. I just really wanted to help. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Brittany Edmonds, and I'm a Richland Collegiate High School class of 2009 graduate. When I first started at Richland Collegiate High School, I was nervous, just like everyone else that walked in on the first day. But the neat thing about it was, as was said before, we start in August term, and at that time, there are no college students on the campus. It is only the high school students. And what was neat was that we were able to bond together that first short amount of time, and we all knew that we were in it together, and we weren't sure what to expect at that time. And at the high school that I was at before Richland Collegiate, I found myself, I wasn't being challenged enough, so when I got into the collegiate high school program, I was definitely challenged. Possibly a little bit more than I would have liked to have been at the time, but now looking back on it, I'm appreciative of it. The thing that I liked the most about Richland Collegiate High School was the staff and the students that I got to know throughout the experience. And the student body is so diverse at Richland Collegiate. I learned about so many different cultures, and I got to become friends with so many people of that culture. And I also like that we were able to be involved within Richland College, even though we were considered high school students. I was involved in the journalism department and student government and mentor program and so on and so forth. And getting involved made my experience just more fun and more memorable. And I didn't feel as if I was missing out on the high school experience of being involved in clubs and activities because we're still able to do so. My senior year, as I said, we are required to do a senior capstone project in order to receive our associate's degrees. And the project, at the time, I was so frustrated, and I was so, I wanted it to be done, but when I finished it, I was so proud of my accomplishments, and we spent so much time on it, and we had a capstone project class that allowed us to work on our projects and get help from faculty and staff and experts in our fields of study. And we were able to present the experts in that field of study also, and they were able to give us pointers and tell us different things about the subjects that we were most interested in. And as I said, I'm just grateful for the challenge. Now I'm very self-disciplined. It taught me a lot. It's prepared me a lot for the university experience. I have friends that did not attend the collegiate high school calling me and asking me for advice, what to do, how to manage their time. And so I'm grateful that I was able to learn all of those things ahead of time.
Where are you in school now?
Right now, I'm actually not attending school. My mother passed away in May, and I have an 11-year-old sister that I'm helping, take care of. She just started middle school. But in the spring, I just applied for the University of North Texas, and then I hope to transfer to the University of Texas at Austin in the fall.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Hello, my name is Kenneth Hawley, and I'm a senior right now, and I will be graduating in 2010 in June. One thing I like about RCHS is before coming here, I went to a regular public high school, and where basically the only people you have is basically you're on your quite sure if I was ready. But when I came here, I met a lot of people in January time, a lot of friends and the counselors, and everybody here is real supportive. Like, when you go to college, you're pretty much on your own. But when you go to the RCHS, you have so many people helping you that it's hard not to give up because you have so many people pushing you and helping you. And, well, I've actually had a lot of times where I've had, like, my classes messed up, or I didn't get anything, or I didn't understand something in class, and I've had kids that help me out. They'll call me to make sure I did stuff, because when I was in high school,
As an officer of this board, you're bound to uphold those rules, and I'm extremely disappointed that you believe that you have causes or issues that you do not wish to deliberate for the board, or perhaps even learn more about these issues so you can have a more informed opinion. But I'm extremely disappointed, and I'm fairly amazed that without the information that we're going to share in an executive session, that the information that you intend to share will be very informed.
Mr. Chair, thank you for your observation. I will remind you that on several occasions I have stated that I do not give up my right to speak to anyone. While we speak as one, we also, in a democracy, have a
Regardless of the
Excuse
duties and
sir, I
the
have
vote
the
and the
floor.
oath
Sir,
that
I
you
have the
have,
floor. Sir, I have the floor.
I rule you out of order.
Well, I disagree. And in
I
the spirit
understand,
of
and I heard
harmony,
you
and in the
disagree.
spirit of harmony, as you were discussing about what we have as a board, excuse me, what we were discussing and that we were having as a board,
whether or not
we also have the
board
issue of the
should be
spirit
valid
of harmony,
chair
and that has
requested
not
to
been
be
adhered to by the chair
I believe so.
at different times in terms of the spirit of harmony. So as, sir, respectfully, as you
Yeah, board
remind me
members
of what
speak,
my
they're not
duties are,
recognized by the chair.
then you also have an issue.
Like, Deanna, why don't you finish what you were saying? I'm sorry.
Thank you very much, sir, I appreciate it. You have pointed out to me that we have this issue about speaking as a board with one voice. I have repeatedly stated to the chair, to fellow board members, that I cannot accept that because I will not give up my right to speak to anyone. Typically, 99.99% of the time, I am in agreement with what this board does, the actions of this board, and totally support that. However, in a democracy, we always have an avenue by which there can be a minority report, minority dissent, etc. And I repeat again, I will not give up my right to speak to anyone. The matters, the questions, the concerns that I have are already in the public realm because I've received calls from the media, questions from the media, quoting from documents that are before us on this matter. So that these issues are already in the public realm. Again, out of respect for the agreement that this board has, that we will not divulge or discuss executive session matters with anyone that is not in the executive session, then I respectfully decline to participate in the executive session because I do not want to be hampered in being able to make my questions and my comments on the issue at hand, the concern that I have regarding compensation because we have discussed it in the executive session. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome, Deanna. I would think that being informed would be more important than expressing your opinion. I am inclined that your statement and your actions indicate that you no longer desire to serve as vice chair, in that you have stated very clearly that you would not comply with the rules that we all agreed to when we elected you.
Sir, when I agreed not to speak publicly anymore about Dallas ISD issues, criticize Dallas ISD, in order to serve as vice chair. That is what I agreed to. I will remind you also, sir, respectfully, we have a provision in terms of board behavior to act in the spirit of harmony.